Hello everyone, I am Dr. Shreya Shahid and today I will discuss about my published book. This is my published book, दलित women in Indian Patriarchal Society. ये बुक मैंने खुद लिखी है और ये पब्लिश हो चुकी है, आप देख सकते हैं। आपके लिए काफ़ी इम्पोर्टेंट बुक है इफ़ यू आर स्टूडेंट ऑफ इंग्लिश लिटरेचर, क्योंकि अगर आप यूजीसी नेट एग्जामिनेशन के पर्पज़ से भी अगर आप पढ़ते हैं लिटरेचर को तो आपको यूजीसी नेट एग्ज़ाम में भी आपको दलित लिटरेचर से क्वेश्चन आते हैं। अगर आप किसी भी यूनिवर्सिटी से कॉलेज से अगर आप पढ़ रहे हो तो आपका कोर्स में क्या है, एक पेपर आपका दलित लिटरेचर ज़रूर होता है उसमें, अंडरस्टैंड, जो आप ले सकते हैं। तो इस बुक में जो मैंने जो लिखा है उसके बारे में मैं डिस्कस करूँगी आज आपके साथ। So, in the first chapter of this book, I have talked about the formation of patriarchy. Understand? अब पेट्रियार्की का फॉर्मेशन कैसे कैसे हुआ है वो मैं आपको पढ़ाऊंगी, बताऊंगी। आप देख सकते हैं यहाँ पर कैसे मैंने कंटेंट्स का डिवाइड किया है यहाँ पर, और मैंने ये फर्स्ट चैप्टर है वो जो फॉर्मेशन ऑफ पेट्रियार्की है। सेकेंड है थियोराइजिंग फेमिनिस्ट मूवमेंट्स, जो काफ़ी इम्पोर्टेंट है। इवोल्यूशन ऑफ कास्ट एंड अनटचेबिलिटी है। तो इस तरह से मैंने 7 चैप्टर्स हैं, मैंने इसको डिवाइड किया है। तो द फर्स्ट चैप्टर concerns the origin of patriarchy and the different types of patriarchy prevailed in Indian society. Here I have discussed the mythical concepts of patriarchy that every caste and religion follows. Since the main focus of my book is Dalit women's marginalization in Indian society, it covers all the patriarchal factors that tend to treat Dalit women otherwise. Understand? So Dalit women in our country are taken as other body. Understand? So they are Dalits among Dalits. The Hindu religion concepts are equally accountable for subverting Dalit women's identity. And in this chapter I have talked about origin of the term patriarchy. That is, I have talked from the theoretical perspective. You will get lots of knowledge from these theoretical parts. Here I have also talked mythical concept of patriarchy, Brahminical patriarchy, Dalit patriarchy, understand? So, and my second chapter of this book is theorizing feminist movement. So this chapter discusses about the feminist movements which raised voice to demand equal rights of women in every field. It emphasized the waves of feminism as well as Dalit feminism. A number of male writers, philosophers, theorists, scientists, and critics, probably until the 1970s, considered women to be incapable of creative abilities. Understand? Now, however, the latter part of 19th century witnessed a radical change in the position of women as a severe resistance. Several movements emerged during the 70s demanding for equalities as a new possibility for women's rights. So during that time, the term écriture féministe emerged in France through the writings of Luce Aigre, Monique Witting, Chantal Savov, Julia Kristeva, Catherine Clement, and Helen Sixers, which paved way for other women writers across the world. And this chapter also focuses on the origin of the term Dalit, the development of Dalit literature, as well as the emergence of Dalit women writers in the literary field with their literary texts. Understand? In this chapter I have also talked about the waves of feminism. This is from a theoretical perspective, Dalit feminism, gender-based writing. Understand? Now, in the third chapter, which is evolution of caste and untouchability, in this chapter I have examined the evolution of caste and the practice of untouchability, and it undertakes Ambedkarite movement, where the focus would be Ambedkar's great contribution to the upliftment of Dalit women. Dr. Ambedkar was the most prominent figure of Dalit reformation. He had to undergo so many tortures and humiliation owing to caste stigma. So this chapter elaborates Ambedkar's speech at Jat Pat Torak Mandal in Lahore in 1935. And in his work, The Annihilation of Caste, Dr. Ambedkar displays the hypocritical attitudes of the Hindu caste system. It's a fact that the condition of untouchables was pathetic under the rule of Peshwas in Maratha country. Understand? The untouchables were prohibited from using the public roads if a Hindu was passing across the same road, because a mere shadow of untouchables was pollution for them. In this chapter, I have talked also about Ambedkarite movement, a discussion on the history of origin of Shudras and untouchables, why marginalized people became untouchables, and the other theories of the origin of untouchabilities. And in the fourth chapter, which is stereotypes of being a woman. This chapter is an attempt to emphasize Dalit women's movement, Dalit women's chastity and virginity. It also talks about mythical concepts that are accountable for their oppression and untouchability. Understand? So to trace the Dalit women's movements, we must turn back to the 20th century, where some Dalit women figures and activities have contributed to the development of women emancipation. It further elaborates Dr. Ambedkar's Satyagraha movement that played a key role for Dalit women's empowerment. Okay, so Dr. Ambedkar, he founded Satyagraha in 1928 in a great effort to let untouchables allow drawing water from a public pond, where Dalit women also equally showed their agitation and dare to participate in that battle for fundamental rights. Understand? So fighting and leading women leaders like Sulochana Dongre of Amravati, Meenabai Shivraj from Madras, Santabai Dani, and several other women willingly supported the movements. Understand? So here I have also talked Dalit women's movements, the principle of Stri Dharma, the stereotypes of Saubhagyavati, sexuality and marriage, puberty and virginity. Understand? And in the fifth chapter, which is Dalit women and rape, this chapter undertakes the different dimensions through which women are subjected to rape. Though, as we know, the word rape socially is taken as an offense. Understand? So, in this chapter, I have also talked about Anand Teltumbre's The Persistence of Caste, Sharan Kumar Limbali's The Outcast, Baby Kamle's autobiographical novel, The Prison We Broke. Understand? So these are very well-known literary works which I have also mentioned in my book. And here I have also talked about how Dalit women's body matters in their punishment and in untouchability. Understand? Now, the sixth chapter is Dalit women in polygamy, how Dalit women are treated under the practice of polygamous marriage. Understand? And in the seventh chapter, I have talked about some of the important literary works of Bama, whose works are very famous, like her works Sangati and Krapku. So the Dalit female writers' work render a different set of words comparatively to their male counterparts. Understand? So their works express their own as well as the entire community's plight. Understand? So this chapter under this Bhama's works like Sangati, Krapku. Understood? So Sangati is her semi-autobiography biographical work where she has narrated the painful life of the women of her community, Dalit women. Understand? So, if I talk about the conclusion of my book, so after examining so many factors, I have come to know that there are various factors which form and tend mean to operate patriarchal oppression on women, such as patriarchal oppression through cultural institutions, that is religion, patriarchal power in the form of production, patriarchal power through sexual slavery, patriarchal power in paid work, patriarchal relations in the domestic works. So, historical observations reveal that the main factors in women's marginalization lie in educational deprivation of women from political and religious knowledge, and the divining process of women. Understand? So this is the review of my book which I told you. And अब मैं आपको ये बताऊँ, मेरी जो सेकेंड बुक है वो आइडेंटिटी कल्चर एंड लिटरेचर है, आइडेंटिटी कल्चर एंड लिटरेचर है, which is edited book. And here you will get lots of chapters where the scholars, the teachers, the professors from different universities, even from outside India, foreign countries, researchers have contributed their chapter in this book. You see here, understand? And I have also written a chapter inside this book, and this is very important if you now know what is identity, culture, and literature. So I think every aspirants of English literature must read these books and will and get benefit from these books. आप लोग ये बुक पढ़ सकते हैं, इसको परचेस कर सकते हैं और आप इससे बेनिफिट ले सकते हैं, क्योंकि आपको पता होना चाहिए नॉलेज किसी भी चीज़ में बेकार नहीं होता है. अंडरस्टैंड? इन किसी भी कॉलेज में, किसी भी यूनिवर्सिटी में आप जाते हो, आपको ये सब बुक आपको काम आएंगे. ओके. और वैसे मैं यूजीसी नेट पे मैं लेक्चर्स बनाती रहती हूँ इंग्लिश लिटरेचर के लिए और पेपर 1 के लिए, और कांटेक्ट नंबर मेरा डिस्क्रिप्शन बॉक्स में दिया हुआ है. यू कैन कॉन्टेक्ट मी. जो कुछ भी अगर हेल्प चाहिए, गाइडेंस चाहिए यूजीसी नेट में इंग्लिश लिटरेचर में, आई एम रेडी फॉर इट. यू कैन कॉन्टेक्ट मी ऑन द गिवन व्हाट्सएप नंबर. थैंक्स फॉर टुडे.